Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It's late. I'm vlogging late tonight. Well, not too late. It is currently 7:32 p.m. Just made my food order from Piata, and it's on its way here. I always think that I'm gonna get something else. I was looking at all these different restaurants tonight. I was thinking about getting something from Puccini's. So I love their pasta, and they have the most fantastic house salads in the entire world with like black olives and stuff. And they have really good house ranch there. So I was thinking about getting Puccini's tonight, but I didn't get that. And then, what else was I looking at? I looked at like 3 or 4 different places. And I was just like, just get Puccini's. You know you love Puccini's. So I got pasta, and then I got 2 of the avocado wraps with no bacon in it. So that's my meal. Alex is heating up his food he brought macaroni and cheese home from last night when he went out to dinner with his girlfriends. And we just got back from our couples therapy session. So, since it's not so late, I thought I would sit out here and vlog for a little bit. I tried to kind of look nice tonight. So I wore this turtleneck sweater. This is one of my new ones. I got this off of Amazon. It has kind of this, kind of like cable net, you know? So I wore this, and then, I don't know if I'll be able to put on me, zip up my coat. It's cold, but there's not like a breeze tonight really, or a breeze. A wind. Breeze makes it sound like it's warm. There's not really like a wind tonight, so it's not too cold out here. And then I wore my Holy jeans, of course, because I love them so much. I feel like I've washed them every single day. And then I wore these new Doc Martens that I got, that I've been wanting to wear for a while now. So this is my first time wearing them. I don't have any blisters. They kind of hurt my feet a little bit. I think it was the other shoe hurt a little bit. But Alex is like, this is your first time wearing them. And then look at my socks that I wore. Oh, I wore black and white polka dot socks. Took a nice long shower, lotioned up, put on some nice cologne. I was like, I can, try to look nice tonight. So anyway, I rarely leave the house, so when I do, it's like maybe I can start trying to look a little bit nicer, And actually, let's see what the temperature is outside. Let me pull up my reading glasses. I think these are my new blue ones. These are my new blue reading glasses. They're very, very comfortable. And you know what? I'm gonna light this lighter out here. I've been leaving this out here in the cold, so it doesn't really work that great. So let's, it went. Let's light this candle. Get real cozy out here, shall we? Let's see what the weather's like. It's cold. I was talking to my neighbor today because I need to pick these weeds, and I said, I think we're here in for the cold weather. So I'm gonna have to pick these weeds in the cold. And she goes, no, I think the next couple of days is supposed to warm up a little bit. Let's see if she is right about the weather. It's currently 49 degrees, which is cold, but it's not as cold as it has been. It's been down into the 30s and the 20s the last couple nights. It's supposed to be a low of 37, so that's not too bad. And then, it is supposed to warm up. Tomorrow it's 59, Saturday 60, Sunday 61, Monday 68. So Monday might be a great day to, pick the weeds, because it's supposed to be cloudy, but it's supposed to be, is it supposed to be sunny one of these days? Let's look and see. Sunday is supposed to be cloudy and 61. Oh, then it gets real cold again. Oh, no, it doesn't. Into the 50s, 40s one night, but not as cold as it's been, which is funny because last night, I got so much sleep the night before, and so, because I went to bed so early on Halloween night, that I thought last night, I would be exhausted, tired. And so Alex went to bed, and I was laying in bed for, you would think that the cold would kill my allergies, but it's just not. So I laid in bed for a little bit with he and Boo Radley, because I got Boo Radley this new blanket from Costco. I think I talked about that yesterday. And little Boo Radley was all cuddled in it when I went upstairs. I was like, did he get in the blanket himself, or did you put him in it? He's like, no, he crawled into it himself. It's it's so sweet to see him in it. And So I laid down in the bed for a little bit, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna make a video tonight. I've been like reading these comments and stuff on this video that I had posted, and I was feeling some kind of way about it. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna film a video now. Tomorrow I kind of like, I have all these videos I want to film, and I'm gonna feel rushed because we have couples counseling, couples therapy. So I'll have a drama video filmed and whatever. And so I filmed this video last night to post today. And then after that, I watched Big Brother from Tuesday night, and then I watched Survivor, and, well, I ended up having to, did I watch Amazing Race first? I can't remember. No, because by that point, it was like the video was done and everything like that. It comes on at like 3 a.m. Survivor and Amazing Race were up on Paramount, so I watched Survivor, and I'd already started it. When I record it on the DVR, it does not work great. It like stops halfway through. So this is how loud he listens to TikToks, and so I said that's so funny. I say that to Tanya, and Tanya's like, oh my god, Eric is the same way. He's like constantly on TikToks. Can you hear it in the background? Is he like standing right there? He was warming up food. I don't think he has the... Does he have the TV on? I don't think he does. Oh, he has the TV on. So he's got the TV on and he's watching TikToks at the same time. We need all the media we can get. Tanya's like, I'm so over it. He's always looking at TikToks. I'm like, oh my god, Alex, this is the same way. Do you guys like TikTok people? Like, my cousin Caroline loves TikTok too. Tanya's about the Facebook. She loves Facebook, and she loves the Facebook Marketplace. I can't stand either of those. The one that the only one, I've been like trying the last couple days not to be like on social media as much. Because I find myself just feeling like this is just a personal thing. You do you know? Like, I think, like, Tanya, Alex, Caroline, everybody, like, they relax through TikTok and Facebook and whatever. But I find myself, like, going down rabbit holes, and then I'm on social media for, like, an hour and a half. And I'm like, I just spent an hour and a half looking at people that I don't even know or care about. Like, well, what am I doing, right? So, I just made some coffee, by the way. I took some iced coffee with me to our appointment, and I didn't drink all of it. So when I got home, I was like, should I get more iced coffee, or should I make a warm cup of coffee? This is Alex's mug, but I really like it. I think this is a corksicle cup. So I made vanilla coffee, and I put 4 pumps of, I used to say squirts, but yesterday I said squirts. Today I'm saying pumps. I put 4 pumps of the brown sugar cinnamon or whatever it's called into the vanilla. And this is like my new favorite coffee mixology. I have all these coffee K-Pods in the garage from last year. And my favorite, if you guys remember, is that Barney's White Christmas Santa's Closet or coffee. I have an entire box of that I'm getting ready to, I've got to go through kind of like some of my fall flavors, and then I'm going to bring that out. I've got like several boxes of like holiday blend of coffee in the garage, and coffee that people sent me. And so I've got to bring all that out. And I think what I'm going to do, since I cleaned out that cabinet in the kitchen, is I think I'm going to clean out where I keep all of my candle like waxes and stuff, because I don't ever really use those anymore. I remember I used to use the candle waxes all the time, like I would burn them. I mean, I don't even remember the last time that I did it. It's not to say that I never will again, because I probably will, but I haven't done them in so long that I want to bag all those up and put them in the basement, so that then when I organize the basement, like those will be down there, and I can have those like in a box, like in a, like, you know, like a, not a Tupperware box, but you know, like a plastic container, and then I can go down there and just pull the ones I want. Then that's right underneath the drawer where I keep my K-Pods. Do you guys think this way? That's right underneath the drawer where I keep all my K-Pods. I already have boxes of K-Pods on top, the cabinet on top of the refrigerator. So then underneath there, because we have like a pretty, it's like narrow, but it's like has a shelf on it. So I could probably keep 10 to 20 boxes of K-Pods in there, and then they don't have to be in the garage, because in the garage I forget about them, right? I have so many that people sent me. Joanne, I think, sent me like 3 or 4 boxes of the blueberry, which I love. And so, and other people have sent me other coffee. And so I need to like, the blueberry one I keep on refilling in the drawer, but I need to because I have so many boxes of it. I need to go in and just consolidate that stuff. This weekend, I'm going to get back to, I've taken a little break of the cleaning, but this weekend I'm going to get back to some cleaning stuff. We were talking about that in therapy tonight. Because our therapist was like, so Alex, do you like that Peter's cleaning? He's like, I'm loving it. Like, I've asked for this for years, and now he's doing it. And he's like, well, how much cleaning he's doing? Alex is like, he's done tons. Like, our entire bedroom closet is cleaned. Our bathroom closet, walk-in closet is, like, immaculate. Like, the bathroom is, like, all, like, there's nothing that we don't use anymore. He's like, the basement, he's like really working on hard, and I've like really been working hard on this stuff, and it's weird how, like, I mean, I've always kind of known this because I've always been a cleaner, but I've also always kind of had like an organized mess of stuff. Even though I don't necessarily like it, I feel like everything has its place, which is part of my OCD stuff. But like whenever I clean, I always feel better. Like when I get rid of a bunch of crap, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so much better, right? So anyway, last night, after I filmed the video and I watched it back, I watched Big Brother, and then I watched Survivor, and then I watched Amazing Race. And then it was so late by that point because Survivor and Amazing Race are each 90 minutes long. This cannot be my food already. I haven't even gotten a notification that they picked it up yet. So, I don't think I watched anything else last night. Did I? Let me look at I have a list I keep of my weekly TV shows. I feel like this is my food. It is my food, unless this is my neighbor coming home, because it kind of looks like her car. It's my neighbor. Yeah, because I just literally got texted that my order had been picked up. Weekly TV shows. Watch Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race. I'm kind of behind on my shows this week, to be honest with you. So last night I watched Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race. Earlier in the night when I was eating my dinner, I watched Below Deck Mediterranean, so I'm caught up on that. So this week I still have Big Brother Thursday and Big Brother Sunday. I haven't watched Welcome to Plathville, so I have to catch up with that. Tonight is Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise. That's 3 shows I have tonight. And these are the shows that Alex and I watched. Oh, I still have 90 Day Fiancé from 10/29, so I've got 4 shows to watch and catch up on. Then Alex and I have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City from Tuesday, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from this week, 2 episodes of The Kardashians. Oh, no, just 1. No, the second one comes out tonight, so it's 4 episodes of shows. And then House of Villains. So we've got 5 shows to watch, Alex and I together. So we'll probably do that tonight. My neighbor come over here. I hear her like walking out. She's getting home late. This is late for her. So yeah, I watched those, and then took my trazodone, and I'm finding that trazodone like is taking me like an hour to work, and then at about an hour I'm starting to feel kind of a little tired. I mean, it's nothing, it doesn't work that intensely, but it helps a little bit. It makes me a little bit more relaxed. Alex was telling me that he thinks that like these kinds of things, like they help you stay asleep, which is true. I have been staying asleep more, but they don't necessarily help you fall asleep, which wasn't what my doctor told me initially. So in all honesty, I don't know. I think they're supposed to help you fall asleep. They just don't do that. And nothing really works for me, right? Here comes another car. They just picked it up. They couldn't have gotten here this fast. No, I think this is one of my neighbors. It has one of those cube cars. Those Kia Souls that look like cubes to me. But anyway, drank me a sleepy time tea. Oh, I watched an episode of Real Housewives of Miami last night too, because I'm trying to get caught up, obviously, but that's not going to happen. I thought I could do it, but I couldn't. I'm still on season 4. I'm like halfway through. I think there's 15 episodes, and I'm on episode. I think I finished episode 7. I'm on episode 8. So I'm going to do the best I can to finish season 4 and start season 5, and then we're just going to have to watch. I mean, hopefully by the time that season 2 comes out, or episode 2 comes out, I'll have been completely caught up, but I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to watch this season because it started, I think, on Wednesday. And then Potomac starts on Sunday, and I haven't seen any of the seasons before, so I'm just going to start watching it brand new. So and then go back as I'm watching the season and go back and watch all the seasons. That's my plan once I get caught up on Miami. And then I still have half of season 5, 6, and 7 to watch of Below Deck Mediterranean. Then I want to go back and watch all Below Deck. So I'm really enjoying watching all those shows. It's really fun. So yeah, so I watched those, took my trazodone, drank my sleepy time tea, and then I went upstairs and cuddled next to Boo Radley. It was very, very late. I was sitting here thinking, like, I didn't go to bed that late, but that's not true. I can't remember. I was drinking the tea, and I was like, I'm going to watch one more thing. I think I watched a Real Housewives of Miami episode, because when I went to bed, Alex was getting up. But he gets up early, so it was... But I was, like, hugging Boo Radley. Oh, because I gave Boo Radley his medicine. I took him outside and I gave him his medicine. That way Alex didn't have to give him his medicine and take him outside, and then he didn't have to then I could just fall asleep, because like when Alex comes back in, he gives me a kiss goodbye and all that kind of stuff. So when I was going to sleep, he was like on his phone playing his game. He gets up like an hour before he even starts getting ready. And so I gave him a kiss and I said, Boo's got his medicine. I took him outside, gave him his treats. I'm going to go to bed now, so you don't have to do anything. Just give me a kiss goodbye now. And he gave me a kiss. And then I fell asleep. And I don't think it took me that long to fall asleep last night. I mean, I always struggle, but it didn't take me as long as usual. So I woke up today and I had this plan. Obviously, I had this drama video already filmed, right? And then I had this plan to make a review video. I literally had all the videos. This is gonna be the videos I'm gonna make tomorrow. So I had this French onion soup that I bought at Costco. It's gonna be my review video. I had this idea for Instagram that I was gonna talk about on my Peter Does Stuff channel, but I have these two things that I bought for Christmas that I might do on my Peter Does Stuff channel instead. It's gonna either be one or the other, and it'll be Friday and Saturday, so I already know what I'm doing on those channels. I kind of want to do the Christmas thing first because I'm really excited I ordered them and I'm really excited to see what they are. And then Peter's video is going to read meditations, but I ended up talking kind of about what I ended up talking about today, because I made a second drama video. I'll explain that in a second. And then, I had plans to do a reality TV channel. I was going to talk about video. I was going to talk about the Kardashians and Love After Lockup. And then I was going to do that in one video. I was going to do a video about Big Brother. And then, Big Brother's on tonight, isn't it? Oh, that's another show that I have tonight. Oh, it's the eviction. I already know that Saria's probably going to go. I'm so sad about it. So I'm going to watch that tonight too. I'll do a video about that tomorrow because it'll have just been on. People don't really seem to love the Big Brother opinions and recaps on my channel. They love the housewife stuff. Interestingly enough, they like the Welcome to Plathville stuff. It's interesting, they kind of like, other than the Housewives, they like the obscure shows. I mean, not obscure, but shows that not like a lot of people watch, like Love After Lockup or 90 Day. Well, I guess a lot of people do watch 90 Day Fiancé. So anyway, but I love all those shows. Oh, there was a new show that was starting. When did it start? Did it start already? Or does it start this week? It's something Bachelor Universe. Bachelor Games or something. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Hold on a second. I have it on my list. Reality shows. Where is this at? Reality TV shows. Love Island Games. Oh, it's already started. It started on 11/1. So I've got that to watch too. Let me put that on my list of shows. I've got so many shows to catch up on, which I kind of love, to be honest with you. Love Island Games. Wednesday. For some reason, it feels like Wednesday, not Thursday. The Garden, Commune or Cult. I love that show. I have to tell you, like, out of all the shows, that's the one I'm waiting for to watch. But it doesn't come out till Sunday. So I woke up today and I had a plan to make all these videos, and I'm just going to give a short version of this because I already talked about this in my second drama video that I posted today. I had that drama video already posted. I watched it back. I was ready to post it. So I was like, I want to read some comments before I post this video, just kind of get the feel of all this kind of stuff, right? So I did my prayers, did my meditations, drank some coffee and whatever, asked myself if I was ready to start my day, started my day. And then I started reading comments on my video. And although I would say many of them were very supportive and kind, and I appreciate that, there were still so many people that took issues about what I was talking about in my video, right? And I had said the night before in my video that I was getting ready to post, I was like, well, I kind of, like, I spoke to it, but didn't really say how I wanted to say it. This standing up for yourself is, like, really exhausting. It's part of the reason why I didn't do it for so long, because in all honesty, to some degree, it was as much complaining that I did internally to myself. It was easier to be a doormat and let people treat me like shit than stand up for myself, because to stand up for myself is a constant thing of work and having to say to people, like, I can remember my mom had this journal that I found after she passed away, and it said facts on it, because people would say things to my mom like, well, that's not true, or where'd you come up with that idea? And she literally would write things down. I mean, my mom, like I said, had some issues, but like my mom would literally, like, she would say, so-and-so said this never happened, and on such and such. I mean, it was literally a list of facts. Now, while I think that's a little overboard, I can understand why somebody would get to that point, because this is where you stand up for yourself, and then people say, that never happened, that was never true, like, your feelings are not valid, they're not, nothing that you're saying is, you know, true or anything like that. It's like you feel like you're going crazy just because you want to stand up for yourself, right? And I think for years it's why I sought the attention of people that didn't like me, because if I could get them to like me, then anybody would like me. And I never really had anybody that liked me my entire time growing up. I know it looks like I have huge shoulder pads on because it's kind of, it's a chair. Remember, this is my coat that I couldn't find, and then I bought a second one, and now I have two of them, and I love them both. They're so cozy and warm. I mean, they look like they wouldn't be that warm, but they really are. So, you know, for years, I never stood up for myself because it was just kind of easy to let people say what they wanted to say to me and be condescending and patronizing and hurt my feelings. And the never standing up for myself, it really is, it takes effort and it's work, you know, to stand up for yourself and say, I'm not going to allow you to treat me that way, you know? It's like I had a friend of mine that said this to me years ago, I'll never forget this. We were talking about somebody, like, saying something not very nice, and she said, when people say that stuff to me, I say to them, you must not think very highly of me to think it's okay to speak to me that way, right? I think sometimes people forget, or they use this. This is a pickup truck, so I can't believe this is my food. If this is my food, it's like a work pickup truck. That will crack me up. It is my food. Is that my food? Oh my God, it is. It's like this huge pickup truck. Let me go get my, let me go get my food really quick. Hold on just a second. Okay, skip them. Okay. Hey. How you doing? Good, how are you doing? I've been better. You've been better? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope your mic is better. Sure. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Drive safe, okay? Oh, it smelled good. Poor guy says, it was just nice. He said, did you hear me? I said, how's your night going? He goes, it could be better. That makes me sad. So anyway, yeah, it's just exhausting, you know, and it's like, oh, this is what I was going to say. I think sometimes, you know, like when I, on my drama commentary channel, for years, just talked about lighthearted stuff or a palette release or made fun of somebody in a joking way or whatever. Like, I think people just kind of knew it was like a drama commentary channel, right? And then, but people started like asking me why I would never talk about serious topics. Well, this was one of the reasons why. Like, I've had enough life experience that I kind of saw where this was going down the road, right? And it's like, once you start talking about serious things, then people expect that from you. Or they see a different side of you, and so then that's the standard that they hold you to, right? And so I started talking about serious stuff that I thought was important to talk about, and then people were like, oh, I hear a different voice from Peter. And then they kind of stuck me with that standard, and it's like, okay, so then when I'm making a joke, I feel like this is about to stop. It's either at 23 minutes or it's at 29 minutes. I can't see it. I can't believe it's been a half an hour already. Hold on. It's at 24 minutes right now. And it's like, when I say something, even though I've said very similar things in other videos joking about people, it's like, I cannot believe you said that. Like, oh my God, this is so harsh, you're being so mean. And I'm like, I literally said this in 200 to 500 videos in the last 7 years about other people. You had no issue with that whatsoever. But now, all of a sudden, you want to call me these names and say I'm this kind of person. Okay. And so now people, because I've talked about serious issues, which they never want to address those serious issues. They want to address something else because that's a deflection tactic off of a serious issue, right? Then it's like, you hold me to the standard of, well, I'm this really good guy, and I'm really this kind person, and whatever, and, like, I think that was hard for me for a while to find kind of this middle ground of, how can I be serious and have a serious voice, but I can also flip a fan and be funny? And I know this is going to sound silly, but really the transition that I found was, if I start a video on my drama channel and I say, hey you guys, how are you doing? And I just sit down with a cup of coffee or a Diet Coke, I think most people know that's going to be a serious video. If I start a video off and I do my intro and I flip a fan and I sing a song, it's probably not a super serious video for the day. And that was kind of how I found the divide, right? Because I want to be able to do both over there. But I think for some reason, people expected more out of me because I started talking about more serious stuff. I also think it was kind of a way for people to silence me a little bit, because they didn't like that I was talking about those things, but I'm not going to stop. So anyway, I was reading these comments today, and in all honesty, I just kind of had at it. I really felt beat down, in all honesty. I was like, I care about the topic, I care about the issue, but, like, I don't even know these people that I'm talking about, and you guys are literally protecting them at any expense, and you're coming for me. And it wasn't, like, over this topic, it wasn't just, like, 1 or 2 negative comments. It was a lot. It was a lot of negativity. And a lot of really harsh things. My recovery was sewn up into my face. You know, it just was a lot. And I just kind of had it today. And so, in all honesty, my attitude was, fuck it, I'm not filming any videos today. You can't win for trying, so what's the point, right? And really sat out here and I read the comments and I was like, okay, Peter, like, let's look at what you need to take accountability for. Let's look at what you can change. So I did that. Read the comments. Went inside, posted my video. Because I was like, I posted this video. I filmed it last night. I'm going to post it. Posted the video. And then I was like, no, I have a few more things to say. But I think that after I say this, I need to stop for a while. Like, this is, we're beating a dead horse here. It needs to just, like, we need to go back. So I think tomorrow, I've been told that Jaclyn Hill put out a video that has something to do with her stopping drinking, and people are like, okay, I would love to hear your point of view on this, because you're a person in recovery, so I'll watch that video and I'll respond to it. I might make the video tonight. But I'm going to go back. I got another video that I want to do about James Charles and some other stuff. That'll probably be my Saturday video. So, is it raining? So I've got some videos that I want to make that I can go back to kind of doing some of the other things that I did for a while. If things that come up that are serious I need to talk about, I will. I have no problem taking a look at my actions and videos and my tone. And, you know, there's a lot of people that have come to my videos and they've said, you know, Peter, I've watched you for a long time, but kind of like your tone in videos, your cussing is off-putting, and your attitude is, if you don't like it, then F off and you don't have to watch my channel, which I have said those things. That was all part of this. I mean, when you are growing new wings and you're growing into yourself and you're figuring who you are out, like I can remember when I first came out, I was kind of like, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it, you know, F you, because for years, I had people that put me down for that. Well, I came out and I was not going to be hidden anymore, you know? So, yeah, I was done. And so, it's very similar to that in some kind of way, that I'm standing up for myself. And so for a long time, when people are like, well, I don't like this loud, abrasive Peter that's standing up for himself, I was kind of like, well, then you don't have to watch my videos. I think we grow and evolve over time. I want to still be able to stand up for myself. Maybe I don't have to be as loud about it as I have been. Maybe I can weave it into what I'm doing in my videos. I'm definitely not like that in my personal life. I think a lot of it is because of what I'm talking about, and I get very hyped up in videos, and that's just my truth, or the truth. And, you know, I do hear when people are saying that. And so maybe I really need to take a look at that, you know, and really kind of tone it down a little bit. That's not going to change my opinion about how I feel about these people at all. Like, at all. I'm not gonna stop sharing my opinion about people. And I'm probably gonna talk about people that it's gonna upset people, and that's okay, right? But I can take a look at how I am in a video and how people are responding to me. I will say one thing that's really interesting to me is that so many people take issue with how I am in a video, but then you completely defend these people that have done horrific things and continue to stand by. It stopped. And people continue to stand by people that have done and you continue to stand by people that have stood by people that have done horrific things, right? But it's like, you insinuate something that I said in a video that I never even said, and I'm like a really bad person for that, but you have no problem with the fact that this person has many people, not just one I'm not talking about just about one person, many people have never come out and spoken about it. And then it's like, well, they don't have to come out and speak about it. Well, then why should I make any changes on my videos? Why should I address any of this stuff? If you don't expect those people to come out and talk about it, if you don't expect those people to come out and talk about people that are extremely problematic, then why should I come out in a video and address me cussing? Like, that doesn't even make sense, right? But I will take a look at it because that's who I am. I am somebody that constantly evolves and changes and grows and wants to hear what people have to say. I think the thing that's hard is that as just as many people that, well, that's not true at all. There are a few people that have an issue, a few, with the cussing that will say, like, I love your channel, I've watched for years, the cussing's off-putting. The majority of people on all of my videos, the comments and everything, are people that will say, I love the standing up for yourself era, keep on standing up for yourself, keep on calling people out, cuss all you want, I live for it. That's really, to be honest with you, the majority of the people, right? I think the thing is, and this is just who I am as an addict, and this is somebody that I've been as codependent and just seeking other people's validation, is that my entire life, I could be standing in a room of 100 people, and the one person that said something nasty about me is the person that I focused on. And that's just who I am as a person. That's something I need to work on, you know? And I need to hear the positive comments from people more, and I need to focus more attention on that. I know that. I say that about other people. But living in my own skin, sometimes it's so hard, you know? But I get it. I need to do that. I recognize that. That's where it needs to start, you know? So yeah, so that was my day. So I filmed that other video. That was like a half an hour, and then that took me right to when I was like, I'm taking a shower today. I'm putting on some cute clothes. You know, I want to feel better about myself. And I can remember when I worked in treatment, and I can remember, like, you know, patients would come up to me and just be like, I'm just not feeling great today and whatever. I remember this while I was doing my internship, and they would say, like, I'm just not feeling great today. Like, do you have any suggestions? I'd be like, what's going on? Are you sick? No, I'm not sick. I'm just like down today and whatever. And this is so funny because this is not really who I am today, but I would say, you know, like every morning, like I get up and I take a shower and I do my hair and put on something that makes me feel good and whatever. I am always a believer in wearing clothes that speak of your soul. And listen to some happy music, read something, you know, escape out, watch a TV show or whatever. Like, why don't you go and take a shower and, like, get yourself ready for the day? Maybe you'll feel better. And they'd always go, oh, okay. And literally, I would say, like, 80 to 90% of the people would come back and be like, oh, my God, I feel so much better just from taking a shower and, like, putting on clean clothes. That's kind of where I was today. I was like, I just need to, like, take care of myself, do a little bit of, like, you know, take a shower, put on a cute outfit that feels cute to me. I had like 3 different outfits laid out. I had this pink cardigan that I was going to wear with this Cure t-shirt because I was wearing these Doc Martens, and so I was going to wear that. And then I was like, no, like I want to kind of look like, that's cute for me, but like I don't think Alex loves that. So he likes the cardigans and stuff, but the punk new age look of 1990, I think now he's like more, he likes the turtleneck, you know, and the sweaters and all. So I was like, okay, I want to look cute for my husband tonight and cute for myself. And so I took a shower, lotioned up, put some nice cologne on, and I felt better, you know. And so when I left for my therapy appointment, I hadn't filmed my review video, I hadn't filmed my Peter Does Stuff video, I had filmed a Peterisms video, because what had happened was I sat out here initially and I started filming this drama video response, and it was like 23 minutes. I got to 23 minutes and I just was like, I'm getting back into the weeds again. I'm not saying what I want to say. And so I literally turned it off, and as I turned it off, I turned it back on, and I just started doing a Peterisms video talking about what I was feeling. It's uploading inside. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not, because I'm going to have to watch it back because I don't even really know what I said. But then that kind of helped me go back and say what I really wanted to say for my drama video. And then after that video, I'm going back to stuff. Like, you know, I think back in the day, I would feel like, okay, just don't talk about this stuff anymore. Just ignore it. Take a few days off. Relax. Just don't act like, that's not who I am today. I'm like, push through it. Push through it. Get up. Make some more videos tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. You know? Start your day over. That's what I did today. Start my day over. I'm not going to ruin therapy. I'm not going to ruin my time with my husband tonight. He's in there talking on the phone, watching TikToks and eating his leftover dinner. I said, we'll watch a show when I get done vlogging. He's like, okay. So we're going to watch some shows, and we've been wanting to watch that 5 Nights at Freddy's, so we might watch that tonight. Yeah, I'm just going to relax tonight. I didn't want to ruin my day. I wanted to start my day over, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to take a nice shower, dress something cute, and hey, listen, I didn't get a lot of videos done today, but I can do it tomorrow. It's not that big of a deal. And so I wasn't even going to make a vlog, honestly. I was just like, I'm going to go to therapy, come home. If we go out to dinner, we go out to dinner. He didn't want to go out to dinner. He's like, I've got a bunch of leftovers at home. So he's got pizza in there and all kinds of stuff. He's like, I don't want to go out to dinner. He's like, I want to relax. It's been a long day. And he was like, do you care? And I was like, no. So one of the things is, like, when Alex comes home from work, like, he's been with people all day long. I have not. So, like, when I go up and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? He's like, good. And I'm like, how was your day? It was fine. We always check in with each other, but, like, he kind of at some point looks at me. He's like, he doesn't even have to say it. It's like he just wants to play on his phone. You know, he just wants to play Township and whatever, talk on the phone to his girlfriends or whatever. He hasn't had a chance to do that all day long. He hasn't had a chance to be on social media all day long and things like that, right? So when we came home, I knew he just wanted like an hour to relax and stuff. And so I was like, well, if you're gonna just like relax and like eat some dinner and do all this kind of stuff, then I will vlog for an hour. He's like, no problem, babe. I think he was really happy. I think he was like, yes, please get out of my hair for a little bit. But we had a great therapy session. It was so funny because our therapist even said, he was like, this was like a really like good, and by good, it was like lighthearted and funny. But we also like came up with really good plans. Like, we're beginning to make plans for our goals to work on for 2024. That's what we're going to do in our next session, as well as talk about like goals going, our short-term and long-term goals going into the future, and then like if we're on the same page, if we're not on the same page, things like that. And so it was really good, and we were laughing a lot, telling a lot of stories, and it just was a good session today. So I mean, they're always pretty good sessions, even if, like, they're tense. You know, sometimes they are. Even we work through things. But, like, today there was nothing serious to work on. Like, I mean, we're in a great place, and so it was just a lot of laughter and stuff. But we got work done because we talked about coming up with these plans and whatever, you know. So we have a plan for a plan. So it was good. So, yeah, I'm excited just to kind of relax tonight and stuff. I think I needed to start my day over. I think, you know, I'm somebody that when I go through this stuff, I think when I go through this stuff that I've gone through. I mean, today was nothing in the comparison of the grand scheme of things. Let's just be honest. Some negative comments on a video. I mean, it's nothing, right? Like, I got so heated about it on my drama channel, and then I stepped back from it, and I'm like, okay, Peter, and this is a dangerous road, because then I'm like, you're making so much out of this, right? Which I'm sure is how it comes across to some people. But then I'm like, but in the past, this is the excuse you've used to not stand up for yourself. So it's a fine line that I walk, right? But at the end of the day, like when people say things like, there's horrible stuff going on in the world and this is what you're upset about, like, as much as I'm kind of offended by that, because I talk about serious stuff on that channel too, like addiction and recovery, at the same time, like, I get what people are saying, like, seriously, this is your biggest issue? I mean, I get it, right? Like, I totally understand it. I don't want my day ruined by that stuff either. At the end of the day, it's just some comments. It's some people's opinions and how they feel, no matter how hurtful they are or how ill-informed they are, how they took one thing I said and ran with it. It's whatever. It's just a comment. It's just, you know, whatever. So it's what I choose to do with it. And I think in the last 24 hours, I was choosing to kind of let it eat me alive. Now, what I know today is to when I go through something, to allow it to be a learning experience for me, right? The learning experience is that I can move on to other things at any time that I choose to. I can stop and start my day over whenever I want to. I can say, I'm not going to let this continue to bother me. And so this was a good learning experience for me today, you know? It is exhausting to stand up for yourself. Like, I feel like every time I tried in my life, like this time coming out on YouTube and talking about it, like I've gotten a lot of support and a lot of validation from people. But in all honesty, like it's been tough in my life to stand up for myself. If you're anybody out there that's tried, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like you're met with opposition and resistance on constantly, regularly from at least somebody out there, right? And really what it is I think, maybe not on YouTube, but in a personal life, like my friend Tanya says, if she stands up for herself, then she's a bitch, right? And people are like, you're not the Tanya that I knew you to be. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm standing up for myself. Like, I'm not going to allow people to keep on treating me this way. But people don't like that, okay? So then they go to, you're not the same person that you used to be. People don't like us to change. People are threatened by change. People want to keep people in boxes and put them on a shelf for when they're ready to use them the way that they want to use them. But that's how they respond to us. But this is our life to live, and we have to make the decisions that are best for us. You know, I started standing up for myself. A lot of it came from the stalking and the hating and the harassing and things like that. I'm dealing with that behind the scenes. I'm learning how to compartmentalize that. Yes, it is still happening today. Today. I did deal with some stuff today that happened about people sending stuff to people about the accident, and they were completely inaccurate in what they sent and they didn't even know what they were reading. And so I had to deal with that today. Like, that's the stuff I don't really regularly talk about, because people are like, well, is it still happening? Yeah, it happens every single day. Every single day, you know? So, like, to the point where I even said to, like, Caroline, do you even care if I mention that you got a new dog? She was like, I don't care. I go, well, I just don't know, like, you know, what's, like, private, what's not. Like, I ask my family and my husband, friends, constantly about, like, what I can share, what I can't share, because I'm so protective. I don't think you guys have any idea how much this stuff is used on me behind the scenes. So, I started standing up for myself as a result of that. And I think that when I started feeling empowered, I came out of the gate kind of like, whoo, you know? And that's probably where a lot of my tone came from, and just this, you know, get fucked attitude and whatever, you know? Which I think is funny. I think that's funny. I don't mean that ever seriously. I know people, like, think I do, but it's literally a conversation I would have with, you know, Tanya, and be like, girl, so-and-so and so-and-so, she can get fucked. She said this to me, you know, or he can say all this kind of stuff, but he can get fucked. You know, like, that's something I would say to Tanya Jean, you know? We would laugh about it. And I've said it about 15 other people, but God forbid I say it about one person, then I'm being harsh, you know? It's a joke. But I do think that I came out of the gate, like, when I started standing up for myself, because it was the first time in a very long time that I felt empowered. And I had a lot of support from people that were watching my videos that were like, continue to stand up for yourself, Peter. Like, this has inspired me, or I'm so proud of you, and whatever. So I felt that way, right? Do I think that there was a point where it became too much? Like, I was reaching the crest of the mountain? Yeah, probably. Do I think that I need to quiet down and tone myself down? Not necessarily. It's my life. I think I need to be who I need to be in that moment. If in that moment I feel like I need to be loud and passionate, then I'll be loud and passionate. Do I think I have to be loud and passionate all the time and constantly be driving this idea that I'm standing up for myself? No, I don't think I need to do that. I think I've moved past that. But it's hard, you know? People's support have really gotten me through this more than you have any idea. Like, the supportive comments and things like that have really helped me really feel like, even at 50, because, I mean, I've even asked myself the question, like, you're 51, you're standing up for yourself, like, this is ridiculous, you know? And then to see other people be like, well, I'm 60 and I've never stood up for myself in my entire life, and you sharing your story has allowed me to, for the first time, stand up to family members of mine. And I'm like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. right? And we can help each other, because by her saying that, then I feel like I can too. So, you know, but it's not easy. And at times it feels pathetic when people are like, oh my God, you were bullied in high school, get over it. Well, like, wounds run deep. These are wounds I've carried with me for my entire life and didn't even really deal with until 5 years ago in therapy, right? And so then other stuff happens and it brings up these wounds, you know? People are so conscious of talking about mental health. But I talk about being severely bullied to the point of where I had a therapist say that he thought I had PTSD as a result of it. You know, people that have PTSD, they carry that with them throughout their lives, and things trigger that. And then I have people that are saying things to me that are triggering in the same way that I was bullied, and people don't understand. And I don't even consider what they're saying bullying to me. That's not what I'm saying, okay? But it's the verbiage and the things that people are saying are similar to that enough to me that it sets that off in my head, right? Which is probably where, you know, the horns come out and I get, like, you know, the bull comes out and I get a little upset about things. I don't want to be that person on video. I don't think that person on video is fun to watch. But I do think that person is important to demonstrate to other people that you can stand up for yourself. I want to be that person. I want to demonstrate that you can stand up for yourself. I want to demonstrate that you too can get sober, that we do recover. I want to demonstrate that you're going to have grief in your life, okay, but you can move through that. You can move through the pain and continue to carry those people with you. I want to be an example of you can be headed to the divorce court and you can turn your entire marriage around, okay, and turn your wounds into wisdom and have the greatest marriage in the entire world, you know? You can change things in your life and that's okay, and some people aren't going to like it. That's their issue, not yours, you know? I think the other important thing for me is to, while this is all going on, for me to step back and not read every single comment with a fine-tooth comb and take it for absolute validity. But do read some of the comments and say, okay, is this something I need to think about? Did something I say in my video come off a certain way? Because I watched the video back twice and I don't feel like I said that. So I don't think I do need to work on that. But maybe what this person said to me, I do need to think about that. I do need to maybe change it up a little bit. You know, maybe there's some validity to what they're saying. You know, if enough people are saying it, maybe I need to think about it. And that's kind of where I've been today. Looking at it as a teaching lesson, starting my day over, and trying to enjoy my life as much as possible, you know? But it's been a hard day. It's been a hard day because I'm not well equipped to this day at knowing how to work through this stuff, you know? It was interesting because I saw that, like, somebody on Twitter said something came for somebody, and they defended themselves, and they said, well, you know, I actually have this issue that I've been working on in my life. I think they said they had dyslexia. And I was like, and the comment sections after that, like, they were kind of coming for this person, and I can't remember what it was something like that, but the comment section after that was like applauding them for being vocal about it and sharing that and all this kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, but I come out and I talk about having PTSD from bullying and people throw that in my face. I come out and talk about OCD. I come out and talk about all these issues and people say, you're 51, you should be over this by now. You know, and there are a lot of people that are real supportive, like I said, but there's people out there that will comment those things too. What that reiterates to somebody that's working through mental health issues is your feelings were never valid to begin with. I think that's probably one of the worst things you can do to somebody that has mental health issues is to disregard their feelings or emotions, because many times we feel like we're losing our minds to begin with. So when you say to that person, you should be over this by now, why are you still talking about this? Get over it. It's not that deep anyway. Things like that, right? Like, I'm not talking about a comment on a video. I'm talking about mental health issues, okay? Or addiction. And you say that to somebody, like, I'm not talking about somebody asking me, like, hey, like, I'm confused, why do you still need to go to meetings? I think that's a fair question. I think a lot of people that aren't in recovery don't understand that. I'm talking about somebody saying, why do you continue to talk about this? Like, you should be so over this by now. You're 51 years old, right? Which is an ageist comment, first of all, but nobody cares about ageist comments on YouTube. People care about all other kinds of comments on YouTube, but they don't care about ageist comments. You can come for somebody's age and call them old left and right, and nobody cares about it. It's a pretty serious issue. The issue is that there's not that many older YouTubers around, right? So you can get away with it. Internet is really about younger people, so you can make all these old comments about, oh, that old man, or that old woman, or you better shut your mouth, old woman, you better shut your mouth, old man, and that's okay. Can you imagine, translate that to any other situation, that people would literally go crazy, right? But that's okay to say that. And I'm supposed to just sit here and shut my mouth about it. Yeah, why are you not over this? You're old enough to know better. You're 51 years old. Just get over it. You should just be over this by now. Well, I'm not. And what you're doing is you're taking away the important, not you guys out there, but to the person that would leave a comment like that. It's like you're taking away the validity of how I feel about a certain situation when I'm literally sitting there thinking to myself already, okay, you're 51 years old, you should be past this bullying stuff, and I have things that are going on that are triggering those feelings from when I was 6 years old, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, you have done inventory on this, you've worked with therapists on this, like you've talked to friends about this, you've actually worked with anti-bullying campaigns, like this still bothers you to this day. And that's in my head, right? Like, why are you, like, what? And I don't know that I won't deal with it for the rest of my life, okay? You're talking about 12 years of my foundation years of that being embedded in me. I don't know that I'll ever get over it, you know? Having a therapist tell me that I probably suffer PTSD from it. And then you have one or two people out there that go, just get over it. Like, you're so old. Why are you still talking about this? And that's like all of that unworthiness that I'm thinking about, all those insecurities, they just validated all those insecurities for me. That's like the worst thing you can do with somebody that has mental health issues, is to invalidate their feelings or emotions, because the reason is that we already feel that way anyway. And if you have any mental health issues, you know what I'm talking about. You already feel like, with my OCD, like, I cannot tell you how many times I have said to my therapist, do you think this is crazy? Like a specific ritual or something. He'll be like, no, Peter, not at all. Well, it feels like I'm going crazy. It feels like, he goes, I know it does, but you talking about it is getting healthier, right? So imagine having somebody say to me, which they have, on YouTube and in my personal life, that's crazy you do that. There it goes again, right? So today's been a hard day, because I've had to work through some stuff. And I know it seems simple to everybody else, but when you're stuck at a front porch, stuck on the front porch, which I'm grateful for this front porch, but I'm stuck on it all day long with a dog that likes to spend most of his time sleeping, and you don't talk to anybody throughout your entire day, it's like your thoughts run rampant with this, you know? That's when I need to, like, put my coat on and go out for a walk. Like, that's one of the things I've learned, too. We talked about that in therapy tonight. But yeah, it's been hard. Like, it's not easy, you know? And today hasn't necessarily been the easiest day. But I'm still here. I made it through today. I'm still here. I learned some valuable lessons. And I feel like I'm very peaceful and calm right now. And I've come out on the other side of it. And I think I'm better for it, you know, from having gone through what I went through and learned what I did. I think going through it has allowed me to sit back and say, okay, well, but Peter, are there things you need to look at with what was your participation in this, you know? I'm going to talk to my therapist about that next week. I'm going to talk to my sponsor about it here probably tomorrow. And, you know, it's the best I can do to look at this stuff. And I think that's another thing that's real frustrating to me, is like, if I say remain teachable in a video, it's like nobody else has to remain teachable because I said it in a video. I better never fuck up, you know. And it's like that is so daunting. I'm literally just sharing something I learned 30 years ago, you know, 28 years ago when I got sober, that somebody said to me, and it's been so helpful in my life. But because I say it in a video, people laugh at me and they go, God, he says he remained teachable and he's the least teachable person out there. When I feel like I've demonstrated more than most people that are on YouTube how to remain teachable, but I'm the least teachable person out there. Like that, at some point, that's where like the dam breaks and you go, fuck it, I don't care anymore. And I'm going to say exactly what I want to say, you know? And if everybody leaves my channel because they cannot handle what I've become, then so be it. But see, I don't want to be that person, right? Like, that's not who I want to be. But do you understand how frustrating that is for me? When I'm just trying to pass on something that I've learned that's been helpful to me, but then that's the standard that's set for me, right? Like, it's not about talking about all these influencers that have done horrific things. It's not about holding them to that standard. That's the defense that people use against me when they love those people. Wow, you have a lot of judgment to pass on these people. People that are standing by people that have done horrific things and have literal victims. And then your response to me is, you don't even remain teachable. And you say it in all your videos, you're a hypocrite. I'm like, you're literally expecting more from me, and I haven't even done half the things that these people have done, and you're excusing their behavior, and you're upset with me because of a quote that I said, a recovery quote that I learned 28 years ago in recovery. So that's the standard that you're holding me to. You guys, it gets tiring and frustrating. And that's why, you know, I go through phases where I read all the comments and then I don't read all the comments because sometimes I just have to stay out of the comments. Like I said today, like I'm going to stay out of the weeds of the comments. I am. If I start seeing a comment, I'm just going to go over it, you know, whatever. And then, yeah, I just watch some shows, and then tomorrow when I get up, I got a drama video I want to make. I might make it tonight, but I'll probably make it tomorrow and make some other videos. Oh, Alex did not end up getting his car, so he's now looking at cars. So he went this morning before he got his oil change and stuff this morning, so he's looking at cars. And he's thinking he might go tomorrow and look at cars. Okay. I want to say this before I get off the phone. So many people said they wanted to know the Uber story. They're like, what was the Uber story? The Uber story. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to tell that. Okay. This is really, like Tanya said, it was like a God moment. It really kind of was. So I got this Uber yesterday, ordered this Uber to go to Caroline's house. I must have lost more weight because my ring is like really loose on my finger. Oh, I almost lost it. So I got this Uber to go to Caroline's house, and I get in this guy's car, really nice, cleaned it, he was a really nice guy. And so we started talking, and we were going out of the neighborhood. He's like, I feel like, he didn't look familiar to me at all. And he was like, I feel like I've picked you up before. He was probably like in his early to mid 30s. Really nice guy. And he was like, I feel like I picked you up or brought you home before. And I was like, really? And I was like, he's like, yeah, I had a different car. I got a new car, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So we started talking and whatever, and I was asking about his day. And he said something about just liking to drive and listen to music and stuff. And so I was telling him that I don't drive anymore. And, you know, I made the choice not to drive right now and stuff like that. And he goes, I have taken you home before because you've told me that before. Like, I remember how it came up, and he was telling me how it came up. And he had been asking me like why I was taking Ubers and stuff like that, and asking me if I drove or not. And so I was explaining it to him, and he said, I remember us talking about that before. And I said, well, what's interesting is like you were talking about how much you love to drive and just listen to music. And I said, you know what's interesting is that I used to love to drive and listen to music and listen to audiobooks, and in all honesty, like, I don't really miss driving at all. I mean, this is the thing that people in my personal life are the most surprised about. They're like, you don't miss it at all. I'm like, I literally do not miss it. You know, my therapist thinks that there might be some subconscious fear. It doesn't feel that way to me. I don't even know how to explain it. I really have not had, like, I can't think of one time that I've sat here. I mean, I've kind of longed to like just run up to the gas station for a candy bar, or, you know, just like listen to some music and drive around for half an hour here and there. But like, I mean, I don't even, maybe less than 5 times, you know, in 2 years. But never sit around and think, God, like, I miss driving. Like, I never think that. You guys, you know how much I love to drive, right? Like, I never think that. And so I was telling him that, right? And I was like, I said, you know, like, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I've been sober for a long time, and I said, and so I do, like, that was one of the things that I love to do, was, like, you know, get a cup of coffee or a fountain pop and drive around, listen to my music or my audiobooks or whatever, and he goes, oh, I'm sober too. And I go, like, sober, like, work program, go to meetings? He's like, oh, yeah. So he started, it stopped. I literally was going to vlog for, like, 20 minutes, and I vlogged for an hour, but he was like, well, look me up on Facebook and friend me on Facebook, and he was like, let's see if we know some of the same people. He had, like, gone on dates with this girl that I know. And so that was kind of, like, how the whole conversation kind of, like, started with, like, recovery stuff. And so, I was like, he was so nice. I mean, and so he's like, look me up on Facebook and friend me on Facebook. See if how many people we know in common. I, like, literally looked up his Facebook, and, like, he knows my sponsor. He was like, oh my God, I know your sponsor really well. And, like, she goes to this meeting and that meeting and whatever. He was asking me all these questions about her, and we were talking about steps, and we were talking about inventory. I mean, we talked about everything in this, like, 25-minute ride, right? And so we're, like, pulling into Caroline's neighborhood, and he was so nice, and he was like, I said something to him about, like, where do you live? And he lives real close to me, like, probably, like, 10 minutes from here. And he was like, now, do you take Ubers to meetings? And I said, not often, but I do sometimes, but not often. And I said, I have a few people that I go to meetings with. I said, but a lot of my friends have, like, gotten new jobs, and they're, like, changing what meeting nights they're going to and stuff like that. And he says, if you ever need to go to a meeting, just call me. And I was like, seriously? Because I'll take you up on that. Because I've been, like, trying to find somebody to go to meetings with, you know, trying to maybe find a home group that's closer to me. My home group's, like, 35 minutes away from here. Maybe trying to find a home group that's closer, because, you know, Tanya can't do a lot of Tuesdays and stuff. And so his home group is closer. And so I was like, if you're serious, like, I'll take you up on that. He's like, yeah, hit me up on Facebook. He was like, I would love to go to a meeting with you. And I was like, oh my God, you are so nice. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I don't have that many friends. He was like, all the people that I know are sober. And he was like, I mean, he's, like, really, like, in it to win it. Like, our philosophies are very similar, works a program, all this kind of stuff. And so he was like, whenever you want to go to a meeting, just hit me up. He's like, if you want to go out to dinner, you know, out to lunch or whatever, and we can go to a meeting, it's like, let me know, because I can introduce some people, you can introduce me to some people. He was like, I really don't have a lot of people to hang out with. I would love to have more people to go to meetings with. I was like, oh my God, this is, like, such a God thing. And I was like, oh my God, you were so nice. So I got out of the car, and so telling Caroline and everybody that, and they were like, oh my God, that's so nice. And I told Tanya's like, that is a God thing. She was like, you need to reach out to him just like you reached out to me all these years ago. So Tanya, when I first met her, I was, like, boarding my dog at her kennel, and that was how I first met her. And then she was like, just stop by here sometime and have a fountain pop and, you know, cigarette and whatever. And I drove by her kennel, like, every day on the way home for, like, 2 weeks. And one day I was just like, just pull in there. And that was, like, the beginning of our friendship, and we've never stopped, you know? And Tanya was like, this is such a God moment. Like, you are at a point where you feel like you only have, like, your friend Valerie just moved away. You don't have a lot of people that are accessible in recovery because everybody's, like, gotten different jobs or moved states. I literally, like, my group has been cut in half in, like, the last year. And she's like, we were just talking about this the other night, about how, like, you don't have a lot of people to go to meetings with other than me and your sponsor. And she was like, this is like, God answered your prayers. Like, this is such a God moment. I was like, I know, right? She's like, now, are you going to ask him for a ride? Are you going to reach out and ask him for a ride? I said, oh, yeah, absolutely. She's like, yeah, you have to. She was like, because this is, like, a great thing. So that's the Uber driver, the Uber rider, Uber driver story. It was, like, such a God moment, wasn't it? And he was such a nice guy. And the other thing was, like, I was like, this is, like, somebody that I could see myself being friends with, too, you know? And, just super, super nice. Same sense of humor as mine, stuff like that. And, so yeah, really, really sweet guy. Really nice guy. I thought it was so nice for him to offer, you know? So anyway, that was the Uber story. It was, like, kind of a miracle that happened the other night. See, it's so easy to get caught up in the complaints and the weeds of life, and I do that so often, and then I catch myself and I go, you know what, Peter? There are some real miracles out there. It's like so much to be. That's where I have to do a gratitude list to pull myself out of all the bullshit and be like, you know what? Be grateful for this life you have. Be grateful for this cup of coffee and this, you know, humidor candle and your husband and therapist and Boo Radley and Caroline and Tanya and this guy that's so nice to offer you rides. And, you know, I mean, there's so much to be grateful for in the world. It's like, But I have to, like, that doesn't just come naturally to me. I think people think it does a lot. Like, I have to do a lot of work to get to that point and be like, okay, like, I'm gonna work through this and get to the other side and do some gratitude lists and get myself centered again. And then I can see that what I went through today, even though it was a hard day, was a great learning experience for me, you know? And maybe be a better version of myself tomorrow. That's all I can hope for. And yeah, and remain teachable. Don't we all want to remain teachable? I mean, I don't want to stop growing and learning. I just don't, you know? So, that was my day. I already have my whole videos and day planned out for tomorrow. The red just started flashing, so the battery's about dead, which means I brought it. I thought I was only going to go 20 minutes, but I was like, just in case I go longer, I'm going to bring out another battery. So I brought out another battery, but I'm going to stop now and go in and hang out with Alex and Boo for a little bit. So I'm going to have to do a quick outro just in case the battery stops. Thank you guys so much for listening to my exciting day. I've got fun videos planned for tomorrow. Well, I think good videos planned for tomorrow. They're not all fun. Fun on my other channels. My drama channel is kind of a serious video probably about that situation. It's always serious, talking about addiction and recovery and things like that. And I haven't watched the video, so I don't know what I'll be responding to yet. Jacqueline Hill's video, I haven't watched it yet, but people are telling me it's a good video, so I'm going to watch it. And give support where support is due. And so yeah, so there's that. And then I have a bunch of other videos on other channels. I don't know how many I'll get made. Saturday, we have 2 things to go to. We have our friends' sprinkle. It's like a couple sprinkle. And then my nephew's birthday is today. So they're having a birthday party for him Saturday that we're going to. And then Alex has something in between. And so it'll just be easier if I could just go with him for the whole day. So that's Saturday. So I don't know that I'm going to film any videos on Saturday. If we don't get home super late, then I will film a vlog. But other than that, I may take Saturday off from filming any videos. I haven't decided yet. Unless I skip the stuff earlier and I just go to the birthday party later, which might be a thing. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I know this is going to stop any second, so I just want to say I hope that you guys have a great start to your day tomorrow. I love you. This talk has really helped me get myself centered again and feel balanced and feel good about things. And we take the good, we take the bad, we take it all, and then we have the facts of life. The facts of life. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.